Honey, where's my super suit?
It's over there, babe.
Where?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to call your student. I changed it black because I thought it looked better on you.
Oh, then I guess I'm Black Ice now.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Hello everyone, welcome back to, another video. Hope y'all enjoyed that little bit of a skit here. So while, I've suited up, here is the fashion here. I tried my best, but the problem is Bungie doesn't have any true blue shaders. Kind of like Bitter Pearls is sort of all white. Super Black is obviously all black. The problem is the legs here shade strangely. So as y'all can kind of see, they shade two different colors. So I decided to go with this fashion or whatever. Oh, I am sorry, but we're gonna change this. So I am actually as we load into a special place, so I can show y'all some stuff here. I really have two particular builds planned for this act, I guess. The only thing that would change it would be if the exotic mission is good. By the way, letting you know, I do not plan on playing Vesper's Host. I would have to buy it. I do not plan on buying it. I personally don't like the fashion of the armor, and that is literally the only reason why I would play a dungeon. I don't care about Icebreaker at all. I have zero nostalgia for it. And besides, Steel Hunt is still the best solar exotic sniper. It's just there's no reason for me to care about Vesper's Host. So, oh, we actually do need our HUD. We actually do need our HUD here. So, these two builds that I have, I'm only going to be showing you one this video, but this, does have some special details to it. This does have some special details. Same with the other build has some pretty special details as well. A lot of things did get buffed. Titans, some exotics that I would personally take a look at if you are a Titan. Just to give you a quick rundown, take a look at Mask of the Quiet One. If you like using Void, I would actually use this with Axis personally to have Devour basically constantly. That with Buried Bloodline because Buried Bloodline's Catalyst, if you have Devour, you apply Weaken. Very, very, very strong. No backup plans. A change no one is talking about when you have a Void super equip. Rapid Shotgun Final Blows. Or if you think a powerful can bend with a Shotgun with granted Void Overshield to start health regeneration. And then obviously you get that damage bonus while you have a Void Overshield. And Shotgun Final Blows refresh the Overshield. This is very, 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 very good. Very good. This shotgun makes it way better. Like this, I think it's way better with shotguns. You have to have a Void Super. That's the one part that I'm not a necessarily huge fan of, but this does give you a lot of breathing room. Aswell Mantle got massively changed. I have heard it's good. I have not tested it out. But those are two really good exotics that I did want to point out here for y'all. Now, we're secret interactions. Secret interactions, right? So first and foremost, if you want to take a look at my loadout here, first I'm using the new grenade launcher, Stasis 1. The Catalyst is not earnable until Act 2. I'm not a huge fan of locking the Catalyst behind a separate act, but it's kind of one of those it is what it is situations. The sniper I am using is Sovereignty. Also, if y'all like how clean this looks, the shader I'm using is Armada's Dream. Well, Amrita's Dream. It makes this look so clean for Void Sniper. Um, Keep in mind, these new weapon mods can only be used on enhanced weapons. I believe they can also be used on the devs, but that's kind of a little bit wonky. I'm actually not sure if they work. Now, I demo the malicious I just have on here for now. I just wanted to show y'all that that's, how you get those perk stuff. But the most important perk for this is Withering Gaze, being able to apply Weaken. I'm assuming the enhanced version quickens the time it takes. So just to show y'all here, that time it takes. There, kind of like Whisper of the Worm. You can kind of see it pop up. It does take a while. I wish it was a little bit quicker. But if you're waiting for damage, say you're at a boss or whatever, you're waiting for damage, you can just bop and then, do your thing or whatever. This kind of acts like a Wither Horde. I will show you in a second with the Beef Your Enemy, but this kind of acts like a little bit of a Wither Horde because it kind of sticks into them. And yes, I am by wall for a reason. And the rocket launcher I am using is Penumbra B with Impulse Amplifier Chill Clip. An alternative option is Bump in the Night. If you have a Bump in the Night, Either use auto-loading chill or field prep chill if you want more rockets in general. Also, Vorpal weapon is pretty solid too. I personally would much rather have a rocket launcher with cluster bomb, a stasis rocket launcher with cluster bomb. The issue is the only stasis rocket launcher in the game that can roll with cluster bomb is Cold Comfort from Ghosts of the Deep. It is the only stasis rocket launcher in the entire game that can roll with cluster bomb, which is extremely unfortunate, to be honest. Now, if you want to take a look at my stasis subclass here, running through things quickly, okay, I'm not actually going to use Hollow the Storm is what we're going to be using, and Tectonic Harvest. Tectonic Harvest is unfortunately basically required. It just is. And Hollow the Storm is what we're using here because it kind of acts. It gives you a little stasis uppercut here. Cryoclasm isn't. Cryoclasm would work extremely well with Hollow the Storm, but the problem is Tectonic Harvest is just basically required. Glacial Grenade. If you're a Titan, you really should not be using any other grenade. Hunters, your main grenade should be Duskfield, and Warlock's Cold Snap is your main deal. Shiver Strike has also been improved quite a bit. Under normal circumstances, if I was not doing this whole Frozone build, I would be using Diamond Lance personally. Diamond Lance is just flat out better than Hollow the Storm and Cryoclasm. But Whisper of the Rime is one that you don't necessarily need. You need Whisper of Rending. Not Whisper of Rending. This is not the one. Where's Whisper of Fissures? You need Whisper of Fissures to increase that stasis crystal damage. The rest of these are for stat bonuses. Speaking of stats, hey, Hot Sauce Man, where do I want to be stat-wise? Resilience and Recovery, obviously at tier 9. Your Discipline is actually not as important for this build. You actually want your Strength to be at tier 4. I would personally rather flip these two. Unfortunately, my legs are not that good of a roll, as you can see. So I would personally, with Blast Wave, I would either have a little bit more heavy into Strength than Discipline. Because the Stasis Titan melee is actually good now. Now, if you want to look at here are the mods that I have. This is the usual setup that I have for mods, so don't expect to see anything too out of the ordinary. Artifact, I have not messed with much, so we're going to go ahead here and mess with some stuff. So first off, I do have Frost Armor active because we're using Stasis Weapons, so that is kind of important. These two, none of these are super important, neither is this. Keep in mind, with Wind Chill, it requires precision hits. With this build, we're not doing precision hits. Armor of Aramis is also not particularly great unless you play super aggressively, so I would honestly go with Hail of the Storm, Concussive Reload. So, though, that is the setup that I would personally use for this, if I were you. Now, first interaction. You take way less damage from explosives. Right? Y'all can see. And also, by the way, this is basically a Stasis Mountaintop, so that's fun. So if you want to have, like, if you want to swap out, you know, hey, I want to swap out Penumbra B for, I don't know, the Slammer, the Stasis Sword with Eager's Edge, you can just go, bam, swipe, right? So that's kind of nice. Second of all, oh, by the way, if y'all want to, I have the Dawning Ornament on here, so that's why it kind of looks pretty neat and cool or whatever. How many? Let me know in the comments. How many rockets do you think we're gonna survive here? I'm gonna show y'all under normal circumstances at tier 9 resilience. I'll show you here. Insta kill, right? Insta kill. Now, how many rockets do you think we can survive with these legs? How many rockets do you think we can survive? Okay, well, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. You could survive 2 rockets with these legs at blatant close range. That is insane you can survive that many. That is absolutely insane. Now here we're going to take a look at some of the damage over time stuff, and then I'm going to go into a Legend Lost sector so y'all can see the build a little bit up close. Now, Crystalline Converter, I believe, is for the legs. Yes, it is for the legs specifically. Now, I'm going to shoot this wizard here. I believe I actually have to... Oh, here I'll show this here. Do keep in mind, normally that will not kill. Normally that will not kill. So just do keep that in mind. And by the way, I'll weaken this wizard. Just so I can kind of see. Maybe it's only against beefier enemies. Oh well, but as you can see, she's also sort of blinded. So now we're gonna escape. And just so y'all can kind of... Holy, she's still weakened. Okay, that weaken lasts for quite a while. As y'all can see, she's still weakened. No longer weakened. She sometimes stays weakened for quite a long time. So I can see the perk specifically. Ability to weaken the next target. Timer resets after firing or when you stop aiming down sights. So do keep that in mind. I'm not a huge fan of that timer. But alright. Now there's a reason why I'm using a chill clip rocket launcher. There is a reason. Now, while they are shooting me up, no diddy. I don't know why I said that. Now, we don't actually... Okay, I'm gonna find an activity that has overloads and unstops specifically, and then I will meet y'all back. Alright everyone, welcome back. So, first and foremost, Destiny's a little frustrating sometimes. Oh, don't worry about me. We have to find an anti-barrier. I just realized that I technically won't be able to kill him. So, what's barrier? Scout rifle. We're gonna just slap that on. Also, you can see when we pick this up our Blaster Striders. The remnants count. So that makes it fill up quite a bit faster. We need also, I did switch my heavy to... You! How are you over there? I am shocked I even saw him. And we're applying weaken. Nice. And now our overload here will spawn. Which, before I pick up that heavy, I'm going to switch back to the rocket because the chill clip part is kind of important. By the way, we are in Circle of Bones. You have to find that barrier before the overload will spawn, so just keep that in mind. Also, y'all can see a little bit of some of this action here. Our Blast Wave Striders. I'm pretty sure I slid on accident. That is... Also, you have to be careful because doing explosive damage to yourself will also activate them. I personally wish that... I personally kind of just wish that wasn't the case. I wish it was just purely sliding so that was a little bit more controllable. But, you know, we'll be fine. And you can see it is ready for us. I'll show you what the slide looks like here. Oh, not here. We're going to need a little bit of a bigger area, so... Also be careful of rocket jumping as well while you have these boots on. I don't know why it's... Why does it say fucking open door? But as you can see, there's an overload. I'll show you the pattern here. As you can see, it's kind of cool. It does like a little bit of an anchor kind of formation, so that's kind of nice. And you can see we got our first arm here. And you can kind of see these crystals shoot out in multiple directions, which is kind of neat. And that's stun the champion. Okay. Now we're going to wait for him to become unstunned. Gonna pop a barricade here. Wait for him to teleport at a stable spot. Bro! Stunned instantly. Stunned instantly. One rocket stuns him. Because Chill Clip applies slow, it does not apply freeze. So we're gonna wait for him to regen his health here, and then I'm gonna show you again. That's not the only thing that can stun him, though. No, that whip! The barricade does do constant damage to him, by the way. And yes, I do. The grenade launcher does it only because it's the seasonal thing. I'm We're not gonna talk about the whiff. We're not gonna talk about the whiff. Is he full health? There, stunned again, just so y'all can see that again. By the way, yes, this does mean, it technically means 3 rockets will stun an unstopped champion, but I will show y'all that in a minute. In a Legend Law sector. I don't think this, I'm not completely confident this build is strong enough for a master. Okay. Stunned. And by the way, technically speaking, the melee does stun unstops too, so now your Stasis Titan melee does do overload champions. Is it practical? Absolutely not. Is the rocket practical? Sometimes. You don't necessarily have to hit the champion dead on if you kind of aim at the champion's feet. That also does work. Now, for the encore, the main event, we're going to be tackling a Lost Sector. A Legend Lost Sector, not a Master. I'm probably not even high enough level to do, light level to do any other difficulty. But the only reason, the only struggle is this cannot handle barriers, so you do have to have a barrier weapon on you. You can't have a shotgun in here, which this is my Nessus population that I use for my shotgun setup. So that is kind of neat. Is a shotgun practical in most activities that have a barrier champion, though? No, because shotguns massively lack range. The damage fall off does help, but it doesn't help enough. Just being perfectly honest, it really does not help enough. Here we are at the quarry. We have shields here. They did technically remove shields, but you know, we're 2005. You know, 2030. Should we realistically be doing this activity at all? No. But this is gonna be to show y'all what's what. Stasis Search is on, so, especially so I can see how this actually works in higher end content. Normally, in the past, I've gone to Neomuna's Lost Sectors. However, here, we are not doing that. I do know Neomuna had some balance changes. Oh, I remember this. I missed. I missed again. Stun. And we died. But that's fine. We were not ready quite yet. So yeah, that does stun the champion there. You can... You just have to break that, and that stuns him. And then, you know, just walk right up to him. Finish him off, no diddy. Sometimes I will say the crosshair is a little off. We're not quite ready yet. Oh, I accidentally did explosive damage to myself. I will say, I do wish the radius was a little bit more condensed. Just so y'all can see that. Right in the middle there. So y'all can see how that melee works. Okay. I don't think we can get a long shot from there. By the way, this does pretty drastically improve. Get ready to stun him. By the way, your barricades, your rattling barricade does boost your reload speed. We're just gonna finish him off here. I do wish this had auto-loading. That would be kind of nice. But you are kind of supposed to use it as a primary ammo weapon. We're gonna just finish him off. No diddy. We're gonna be careful not to deal self-damage. We play this super careful. We're gonna kind of hang around until our melee comes back. Just, you know, y'all can kind of... kind of just gonna, just do a little bit of a strolling. Be stroking to the east, be stroking to the west. I had a coworker show me that song. I don't know if any of you know that song. We're gonna be careful to not slide here. Our melee's up, so. Oh, I accidentally did self-damage, but that's fine. It does work pretty well if you're in close range. Stasis shards do not grant you anything towards it, though. There we are. Oh, y'all can see that amount of stasis crystals there. We're just gonna. That's just to shut him up. As you can see, we are doing tick damage to him. I'm gonna launch a couple rockets at him. Again, he is weakened, so. Okay. Oh, I meant to do the uppercut thing, but it didn't quite work out that way. But y'all kind of have a taste for the build now. Y'all kind of see what's going on. I will say the one thing that I'm not by the way, I believe you can do that as well. But use your light attack if you're going to do that. Oh! He kind of got yeeted. So this build is honestly kind of strong. I must admit, this build is pretty darn good. What do we get here? Some materials. But those materials can be useful. But yeah, there's this build on, a Legend Lost Sector. And we are 25 light levels below where we technically should be, but hey, everything is good. So yeah, that's kind of, how that build works. So y'all can see, again, under normal circumstances, I would have this here instead. However, if you have a shotgun with Deconstruct, I believe is the perk that deals extra damage to stasis crystals. If there is I don't know, if I didn't do too much digging in the shotguns, but if you have a shotgun with Deconstruct, or even a decent fusion rifle with, but keep in mind, you need to have Deconstruct and another damage perk. Keep that in mind. If you have a shotgun with Deconstruct, or even a sniper with Deconstruct, and then a good damage perk, definitely have that over Sovereignty. Sovereignty is currently attainable. All of these weapons are currently completely obtainable. They can be acquired. Can all this armor? Well, I have Artifice armor on, but can all the fashion? No, but, y'all can do, whatever I want for the fashion. But now it's time for a quick overview. So, quick overview. You can tank 2 rocket launcher shots. You can tank them. Again, the one thing I'm not a huge fan of is taking explosive damage, immediately procs it. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that. I would rather just stick to sliding. I understand that, but it makes it a little bit less. It makes it a little bit more difficult to control. I really do wish it was a little bit easier to control when those stasis things would pop out. I would also prefer if the girth, width, y'all know what I'm saying, no diddy, but like the length of the width that it spreads out, the way it spreads out is a little bit too wide for my liking. However, I really do like Hollow of the Storm there with the Stasis Super, because y'all saw right then in that Lost Sector, I was like able to condense those Stasis Crystals. Keep in mind how this works is a little bit different. You need to slide and light attack with the Stasis Super. You can't slide and melee necessarily, but you have to slide light attack. I would recommend do a slide light attack heavy. Well, heavy first, light slide attack. That should explode some of the stasis crystals, honestly, but that condenses it massively if you're trying to do the setup on a single target. But Again, does this fix the core issue of Stasis? No. Stasis cannot do it, basically barely is still Stasis Time can barely do anything to flying enemies. The Stasis Super is completely useless against an enemy that most enemies that are even floating off the ground. But again, you need to have Whisper of Fissures. You just do. Normally, I would personally use Diamond Lance, but honestly, I saw how the Storm was putting in some work there. And on that note, thanks for tuning in. Spark, as far as, regular YouTube stuff is concerned, I'll give y'all a flash in the pan on the fashion of the next build. Please, Bungie, put out another exotic Titan ornament, or let us fashion it, or like something, because it's a little rough, but I'll let you get a sneak peek here. An exclusive sneak peek. Oh, y'all saw it for a split second? There you are. Y'all saw it for a split second. But that's the fact. You also saw the fashion for a brief second. I'm gonna have to stop the video, pause it, to see it. But I'm super excited for that build in particular. Still working out the kinks. That build does have a special interaction, mostly between the exotic and prismatic, for the most part. There is a special interaction there. However, in terms of regular YouTube stuff, I'm not going to upload another Sparking video. At some point, there will be an individual Sparking video, and maybe my first match in Ranked. The only thing is, currently, I don't know anyone else personally that has Sparking Zero on PlayStation, so it's not like I can have matches with them. And crossplay is not a thing, unfortunately. So it's kind of one of those, and I have not even finished the story myself, so I don't know if I'll upload another video of that. In terms of people that are into Souls games or whatever, still waiting on Stellar Blade to release a DLC. Still waiting on that. So next video will probably be a little bit of time, and it'll be the next Destiny 2 build video. Anyways, on that note, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.